My 39M wife 38F of 10 years wants an open marriage after I advised her to use Tinder as a confidence boost. My wife and I have always been on the bigger side. After our second child, now 4 years old, I made a lot of lifestyle changes. I started going to the gym, doing powerlifting and running a lot. I tried to encourage my wife to participate, and in the beginning she was really enjoying going to the gym, but eventually she relapsed into bad habits. I'm not one to push too much, and I always ensured her I would love her no matter what size she was. We were still having sex about 3 to 4 times a week, in which we both always enjoyed and pushed each other to try new things. Recently my wife noticed that a woman from my gym had commented on one of my gym videos on Instagram. It was a video of me beating my personal record in a deadlift, with about 10 people from the gym cheering me on, including the woman who commented. The comment was along the lines of "fantastic result. On to the next." I can understand my wife's insecurity, but I reassured her there is literally nothing there. This is someone I occasionally chat to during exercises, and one of the guys helping me in the video is her husband. Anyway, basically it came down to her feeling I was getting far more attractive than her, and she was afraid I would leave her for some young and beautiful girl at the gym. We got into a friendly discussion. I proclaimed that if we were to both make a Tinder account now, she would probably still end up getting far more matches than me. Knowing that there are infinite amounts of horny guys, I was fairly sure of my hypothesis. I've never been on a dating app myself, but I assumed as a decent-looking 39-year-old that is in shape I would get some matches. We both installed Tinder and bought the Tinder Gold option so we could swipe in another city, both terrified of neighbors seeing us or something. We decided to put our locations to London and then started watching a movie. The mood during all this was giggly and fun. After the movie, 2 hours, we both checked our phones again. My wife had 330 likes, you can see who has swiped you with Tinder Gold, and I had 1. Her phone was blowing up. The first guy to start talking to her looked like a cross between Khal Drogo and The Rock, who was also a dentist, was sure to show this in his pics, and was very down for meeting my wife tonight. I could tell right there and then from my wife's reaction that all this attention was turning her on. We sat together on her phone for about half an hour just watching these messages pour in. So many compliments from 6'2" male model types, guys wanting to meet up, guys sending their number. Every kind of race and type of guy was there to choose from at her fingertips. When she asked about my matches and saw I only had 1, she let out an "Aw, at least I still want you, honey." Call me crazy, but this is the moment I saw in her eyes that everything was different. It was like suddenly she was realizing she could do better than me and an unlimited amount of hot guys. We deleted our accounts that night and didn't really talk about it much more. I for one was scared to bring it up and felt humiliated that I had only gotten 1 match. To make it worse, she looked far worse than me. My wife even made fun of my match. Over the course of the next weeks my wife started to reject my sex more and more. 2 months later we hadn't had sex in a month. She was cold, bitter, started to have mood swings. This is when I let my bad side get the better of me. One day when she was visiting her mom, I grabbed her work laptop that she always stores in her office drawer and decided to see what I could find. I found out that she was using Tinder on her work laptop browser and had been talking to guys from all over the world the past weeks. Dubai, New York, California, you name it, she had swiped there. The conversations mentioned her being single, and every one was sexually explicit in nature. All the guys she was talking to were 10 years younger than us too. Then I decided to try WhatsApp.com to see if she would have left that logged in. I felt sick to my stomach reading her WhatsApp messages, but I had to know. I discovered that her 2 best friends, who have recently become single also and have been dating a lot on Tinder, have been pushing her to realize what you can get and have been trying to get her to leave me or force me into having an open marriage. She often sends them screenshots of the guys she is matching with and is openly contemplating cheating on me. I have been spying on her work laptop whenever she is out now for about 3 weeks, she still doesn't know. Yesterday she very lightly brought up the open marriage to me, but framed it in a way that made it seem like I could do whatever I wanted and that she knew I'd want to fool around. She claims to not be using Tinder anymore since our experiment. I'm just absolutely devastated. A few months ago and we were great, and now it feels like my life is falling apart. It seems so animalistic what is happening. I don't want to believe my wife is this shallow, but it seems like she thinks she can do better than me and just wants to F hot guys. From what I can tell she hasn't yet, but she has added a few guys from Tinder to her WhatsApp and been flirting with the idea of meeting them. In no way, shape or form will I ever accept an open marriage. I have of course made screenshots of everything and even recording of the conversations on her laptop screen. For me it feels like my marriage is already over. It's like I have been given a window into a part of my wife's mind that I wish didn't exist. I felt bad sometimes for looking at a girl's ass in the gym for more than 5 seconds and could lose sleep over how I might be betraying my wife by having indecent thoughts, etc. Anyone else gone through something like this? How do I even confront her? That's the end of the story. The original poster did not make any more updates, but from the comments, it seems like he tried to make it work for his family. Good luck to the lad. Story number 2. My wife is going to have sex with other men. Title says it all. My wife, Beth, and I are 50. 3 kids, last just graduated and started new job in May. Been married 27 years. 2 kids are married, the daughter is 5 months pregnant with first grandchild. This past Friday family celebrated Beth's 50th. She was stay-at-home mom until about 13 years ago. She started a career, has done great. We are almost equal in pay. We are not rich, still a mortgage, but life is comfortable. Saturday I was finishing my breakfast. She sits down across from me and says, I need to tell you something. She pauses. I am like, okay, what is it? Take a deep breath and says, I'm going to start having sex with other men. I just stare, waiting for a smile to crack. None. I ask her to repeat it. She does, still no smile. Now I am like, WTF does that mean? She goes on to explain, for the last 10 years she has had the pact with herself, the kids will be gone, job is good, our life is good, she wants to do this for herself. Again, WTF. We were married in our early 20s, only partners we've ever had, she feels she missed out. Now that she is 50 she wants this new life. She wants the marriage opened up. I asked if I had any say. Nope. She hoped I would look elsewhere also. She also wants to stay married because she loves me. Now I'm going crazy. I am yelling, crying, sobbing, all the emotions of betrayal. I asked if I did anything to cause this. She says no. I left the house to drive nowhere. I called her best friend from childhood, Claire. She confirmed they had talked about this off and on over the years. They have a group of friends, they do their girls' night out, etc. 2 are single, 4 married. The 2 singles delight the group with their exploits. Claire says they all have a yearning, but Beth is the only one following through. I should point out I will be talking to Claire's husband, we are good friends. So I have no one to talk to about this. Parents on both sides are alive in their late 70s. I called my brother 1,000 miles away. He was blown away, no advice. I did call a lawyer on Monday. We'll meet next week. In the meantime he advised not to move out, change locks, or change living arrangements, as that could come back to bite me. He said take lots of notes, and above all no physical confrontation. That would not be a problem. Sunday I went in for round 2. I asked if she was going to date these guys, she said no, just sex. How were they to meet? A girlfriend was to set her up on sites. I was worried about her safety. Girlfriends would be close by on initial meetup. They would also know where and when the hookup would take place. They would know when and where the hookups take place. Has anyone got advice or heard of something like this? I took Monday off from work to collect my thoughts, but that didn't work. She is just going about her life unfazed by this. Update. My wife and I, mostly me, finally calmed down a bit to discuss this whole situation. I had been avoiding her all week. We agreed to talk Sunday. We have this thing we have done over the years where we get in the car and drive. We have a very picturesque route that we take. It's not in any travel brochure. We discovered this road way back when you used folding paper maps. So anyways, we start driving. It is good in that no one can stomp out of the room. I have to stay calm while driving. She starts out apologizing for the way she dropped this on me. She had rehearsed what she wanted to say over and over, but it just spilled out of her mouth wrong. She wanted to discuss opening up our marriage for the both of us. She went into her feelings of missing out. She felt now the kids were grown we could try something new in our lives. She did not think I would explode right off. I generally like to contemplate any big decisions. She thought that's what I would do here. I explained that I do not have the same feelings of missing out. I felt as we got older we would travel a bit, together. Take up new hobbies, together. We still have many years of work until we retire. I am not focused on living apart. I wanted to enjoy our golden years with her. I told her this was a deal breaker. We took vows in front of God, our friends and family of fidelity. I felt just by suggesting this she broke our trust. We raised our kids to believe in one man, one woman. They, 2 of them, based their marriage on our example. I told her because of the breach of trust and her steadfastly stating she is going to do this, I was seeing a lawyer Tuesday to start divorce proceedings. At this point, if she said she would not go through with this and we could stay together. But how would I know if she's cheating at some point? That is where the trust comes in. I think divorce is proper, She can do her thing, no guilt can be associated. I think equal division of assets. I expect to make no support payments. Did not know if it was a thing in our state. It's not. We will have to sell the house and each downsize. We actually had a good talk. Papers are being drawn. We hope to get through this by fall. I did talk to each kid individually, explained we are going separate ways. Did not mention the lifestyle change. They can talk to their mom themselves. I will always love my wife. I will take the high road. I know many of you wanted scorched earth, but I cannot do that. It's not me. I do want to address a couple comments someone posted on the update on the other sub. They thought I was trying to manipulate her into staying by using the marriage vows. I got to say that my religious upbringing has set my morals that I live by. This works for me. There are some that say it's the 21st century, no one lives that way anymore. There are many things I see others do and say that I do not agree with, but I do not try to impose my morals on them, and conversely you should not denigrate what I believe. Remember, my wife and I believed the same for close to 30 years, only recently has she made a change. I never held her down, she was always free to choose. I believe in God and believe in my vows before Him. Sorry, enough soapbox. Last, I want to thank all of your kind replies. I was overwhelmed. I only wish I could have replied to each and every one. Thank you for letting me talk this out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so we continue making content. Thanks for watching and have a great day.